Welcome to our session, Preventing Sexual Harassment, What You Need to Know. If you have paid attention to the news lately, you will have seen dozens of cases about sexual harassment in the news, from entertainment to the military, to religion, to sports, to the music industry, to politics. Almost every area of American life has been tainted by sexual harassment. About 70% of women and 20% of men have experienced sexual harassment on the job. About 15,000 harassment cases are filed each year, costing U.S. companies millions of dollars. This is a problem in our society, and we're going to have to deal with it. So what is sexual harassment? Sexual harassment is behavior that violates Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which guarantees fair treatment under the law for people based on certain characteristics they have, such as age or race or sex. The official list of categories of protected classes under Title VII are age, race, sex, religion, disability, national origin, and genetic information. Some other categories have been added, like pregnancy, sexual orientation, and gender identity. Additionally, each state includes categories of their own. In Missouri, the three categories are veteran status, gender bias, and ancestry. If people are discriminated on the job based on one of these qualities of their life, that is a violation of the Civil Rights Act. Here is the basic definition. Sexual harassment is unwelcome, verbal, visual, or physical conduct of a sexual nature that is severe or pervasive and affects working conditions or creates a hostile working environment. Let's talk about that word unwelcome. Have you ever experienced something that was welcome one day but not welcome on another day? How do you know if your behavior is welcome or not? The sad truth is that you might not know whether or not your behavior is welcomed until someone complains about you. You can never assume that sexual behavior in the workplace is welcome. The purpose of today's training is to help us maintain an environment where everyone treats each other with respect. We would like to communicate to all employees that sexual harassment or harassment of any kind is unacceptable. We also would like to identify everyone's responsibility if there is a problem. There are two types of sexual harassment: quid pro quo and hostile work environment. Quid pro quo means this for that. In other words, tangible employment action, either positive or negative, occurs because of sexual behavior. A hostile work environment means that sexual behavior is so severe and pervasive that it has become intimidating and hostile in the work environment, inhibiting a person from doing their job. Two Supreme Court decisions helped further define everyone's responsibility. First, the employer must take action to prevent and correct sexually harassing behavior. Secondly, the employee must take advantage of corrective opportunities, so everyone has responsibility to help maintain an atmosphere of respect. Here are some more facts about sexual harassment. A male or a female can be the harasser or the victim. 84% of complaints generally come from females, and about 16% come from males. Sexual harassment can come from a supervisor, another employee, or even a non-employee. For instance, if a delivery person causes a problem in the workplace, that behavior must be addressed. Sexual harassment can be heterosexual or homosexual. It can even be experienced by someone other than the direct parties involved. For instance, if two people were engaged in telling jokes or sexually obvious behavior in the workplace and someone was offended, they certainly have the right to ask it to stop. When someone is accused of harassing behavior, often their reaction is, "I didn't mean anything by it. I was only being friendly." Well, what you need to keep in mind is that your behavior is judged by how you make other people feel, your impact on others, not your intention. This is specific behavior we would like you to avoid at work. Please do not verbally harass or abuse anyone. If you do, you are in violation of Dent Wizard's policies as well as Title VII of the Civil Rights Act. Please don't make comments about someone's clothing, body, or sexual activities. Please do not send sexually explicit pictures by email on your computer or your phone. No unnecessary touching or staring. No sexual gestures, name-calling, or sexually explicit jokes are appropriate at work. Please do not repeatedly ask someone for a date. If the person turns you down, then that should be the end of the discussion. This is what you need to do if you have a problem. Please tell the person bothering you to stop. If you feel uncomfortable doing that, or it doesn't work, please talk to your supervisor or a manager. If you feel uncomfortable doing that or it doesn't work, please talk to someone in Human Resources and your issue will be taken seriously. Our policy at Dent Wizard is to maintain an environment where everyone treats each other with respect. Our goal today is to communicate with all employees that sexual harassment or harassment of any kind is unacceptable. If there is an issue you would like to address, please speak with your supervisor or manager or talk to someone in HR.